On the 27th of October, the new UK budget was announced. We've spent the last week analyzing it, analyzing the overall financial situation, and are now ready to share with you our findings. What is going on? What is going to happen? And how does this new budget affect you? How does it affect the market? And how does it affect us as property investors? So I hope you're ready. We have a lot to share. My name is Daniel Wood. I'm one of the founders of Momentum Property Education. And every single week, we bring you updates on the economy, interviews with top experts from all over the world, and of course, passive income strategy so you can start living your dream life and becoming financially free. So please make sure you subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of these updates. You can click the button below, and every single week you'll get notifications about the coming videos and what is going on in the world and how you can grow as an investor. If you like this video as well, tell YouTube that this is the type of things you want to see more of, and it really helps us get the word out. As a thank you, we have a partnership with Eden Reforestation Projects. If you click that like button, as a result, we will plant a tree. In October, we planted over 3,000 trees. So please help us plant more. Any video of ours that you like, we go out and plant the tree. So please click that like button so we can plant more on your behalf. All right, you ready to get into the details of the economy? Let's go to the flip chart. All right, so let's look at what's actually going on in the economy and what this new budget means to us. There are two main parts for us to look at. What is going on with the economy? Will we have growth? Will we have strength? And what is going on with taxes? Because there were some tax updates that we need to know and understand. So I hope you're ready. All right, here we go. So first, the economy. The economy has done surprisingly well. The government will actually have 30 billion pounds extra, more than was anticipated. So that has allowed them to spend more on healthcare and in all sectors, really, to promote further growth. So that is really good news for the UK economy. So we start strong. We start on the good side, 30 billion plus. This means also that over the next 4 years, they will be borrowing 141 billion pounds less than they did in the 4 years prior. Also good news. I want to point out, though, this means they're borrowing 141 billion pounds less. It means they're still borrowing. It doesn't mean the UK is turning a profit. It means the UK is turning less of a loss, okay? Their goal is to get a balanced budget, as they say, minus investments. So they want their income and expenditures to be even, and then they'll spend extra money on things that they hope grow the economy, and they'll borrow money for that with the hope that the growth in the economy and the growth in taxes is more than what that growth in interest is. So that's kind of their goal. It's not to get to break even. It's not to make a profit and start paying off loans. Their goal is in the next few years to get to break even and then still be on the negative. So they want to keep borrowing money, but at least they're borrowing less money. So that's a good point. Households, on the other hand, are doing really well. So households are saving at twice the rate that they were doing pre-pandemic. In September alone, households deposited 9.4 billion pounds in their bank accounts. And at the same time, people borrow money and they pay off loans. The net result was that individuals, households, paid off 400 million pounds worth of personal loans, car finance, and similar. So overall, households increased their savings or net, reduce of loans by about 9.8 billion pounds in September alone. Now, the question is that a good thing? Well, for overall health of individuals and households, yes, super, super good, right? We're turning around from being a pure consumption society to start actually building assets, and I love it. Now, for the short-term financial recovery, though, that could be dangerous because that means people aren't spending this money. That means that isn't rolling into the economy. It's slowing our growth down. I still think this is good, though. I want you to be able to start creating assets. Hopefully, some of these assets will not just sit there in bank accounts. They'll actually be invested in property, in stocks, and other assets, growing households' net worth. But good news, but important to understand that this can slow down the economic recovery of the UK. Overall, in the Eurozone, Inflation is at 4%. And I apologize if you can't read any of this. That's why I'm telling you it. This is my bad writing. But the Eurozone inflation is 4%. The target is 2%. They want to have a slight growth of cost of goods, meaning the goal for the Eurozone and really for the entire Western world is that the value of your currency should fall by 2% per year. That's been the target. Pre-pandemic, they were consistently at 1.3%. So they weren't hitting their target, but still value of currency was going down every year. This year, it's going to hit 4% because of the quantitative easing, because of the supply and demand shortages, and all these issues that we have because of the pandemic. That is going up high. So the value of your currency is going down rapidly, and people are saving more of it. So I'm hoping that goes into assets. All right. Now, further to the economic growth, we have a growth chart for the next 5 years as presented by the UK government. They expect the growth in the UK economy in 2021 by 6.5%, which is a very healthy growth. That is really, really good. They expect that to continue in 2022 and hit 6%, which is good. Then they're more conservative here. So a part of this is the fact that it's recuperating from the pandemic, right? We're very, very small, very little money was being spent, and now we're kind of coming out of it and people are spending again. So this is about getting back to former levels. They do think, though, that it'll keep growing in 2023, 24, and 25 by 2.1%, 1.3, and 1.6. So we will have an economic growth, is the expectation from the UK government. But after next year, it will slow down. That means it could affect house prices in that they've been rocketing up now. They will probably keep going up rapidly next year, and then that growth might slow down a little bit. So keep that in mind when you're investing. All right. Now, everyone's favorite subject is taxes. And so I want to touch on two things. First, the corporate tax, the updated corporate tax that's coming in April 1st, 2023. So not this April, but the April after. And then an added tax for residential developers. So let's look at that together. So the new tax will be for small companies showing a profit of under £50,000 per year. The tax will remain at 19%. Now, though, over 250,000, because they need to make money back after all the COVID spending, they've raised it to 25%. They did this in the last budget. Now, between 50 and 250, there is a tapering level where the effective kind of average tax rate is actually 26.5. So you want to be talking to your accountant to make sure if you stay under 50,000 pounds of tax, you're fine. You'll be paying 19%. If you start going over that, you might want to be looking at ways to reinvest profit, remove profit from your accounting to reduce your tax band. All right. It's something to think about and talk to your tax advisor and accountant with. The other thing, which isn't relevant for most of us, but for some, for companies, residential developers showing profits of over 25 million pounds per year will have an additional tax, a 4% additional tax that is in addition to this. So essentially, residential developers, large-scale residential developers building 25 million pounds of profit every year will be paying an additional 4% corporation tax. It has a different name, but it's essentially a corporation tax, which brings them to 29% on that profit, which is very, very high. Now, I believe the reason why they're doing this is to get these companies to keep reinvesting their profits, because that's one of the things for a residential developer. When you build something and you sell it and you make a profit, as long as you invest it into a new project, a larger project, you don't have to pay the tax that year. You can keep pushing that into the future. So most residential development companies keep reinvesting, and they actually never pay those taxes. So this will be something that they can use to get some of that money now, to get that additional 4%, and also to force companies to reinvest more and continue to build. So that is one of the goals of the government, to raise more money so that they can spend more on other things. So as an investor, what do we do? Well, we see that the growth, if we go back to the growth here, Here we go. The growth in the UK is going to be very strong over the next 2 years. So we want to be taking advantage of that. We want to be finding good deals in good areas so we can get that growth. But we don't want to have in our calculations an expectation for huge growth over the next 5 years. It will probably be a steady growth as we've been seeing in the past. Will continue into the future. So make sure you're buying properties in good areas with good strategies. Know that the economy is growing. Know that private households are getting stronger financially. And that we hopefully are leaving this behind us. Anything can happen, though. We can have a resurgence of the pandemic that can turn things around. We have these things going on around the world that we have talked about earlier that do worry us. So you got to keep an eye on what is going on. Where is the economy headed? But right now, things are looking up. So stay tuned. Please make sure you subscribe to the Momentum Property Education channel because we're going to keep on the economy. We're going to keep you updated, keep you in the know. And of course, please hit like on this video. It shows YouTube that this is what you want to learn more about. It will help you get more recommended quality videos from YouTube. And we will plant a tree on your behalf. So thank you so much for being here. Welcome to Momentum Property Education. Keep up the good work, and I'll see you soon.